In Contempt in second with 456. Dirty Duck in third with 403. And Page Racing in fourth place with 328. That is in Super Cat Light. So that's it for the 2003 Sarasota Bacardi Silver. David Scott and John Tomlinson. Everyone off to a great start here in the PX Performance Class. Great battle going on here between Bacardi and how sweet it is in the early moments of this race. Bacardi sponsors include Naughty Marine, Advanced Marine, TNT Custom Marine, Sterling Performance, Skater, Douglas Marine, and Herring Performance Propellers. Bacardi Silver. 2,800 horsepower. Sterling engine. David Scott and John Tomlinson on board. Robert Crump. We notice that there is definitely a new wing in between the tunnel of Bacardi Silver. We don't know whether it's working or not, but it's there. Onboard WHM at the start. Reliable Carriers on the right side. Uh-oh, there's WHM Motorsports spinning out there. But everyone's okay. There's Browski going by in third place. WHM trying to get started again, as you can hear the engines. There's a helicopter overhead. All right, the engine seems to be okay. WHM trying to get back in the race, and it is. WHM Motorsports spinning out momentarily, but is now back in the race. In third place in Supercat. Authority is out of the race. We've got Reliable Carriers in first. Skaters both powered by Mercury, so fairly evenly matched here in this heated battle in Supercat life. The lead on the national point standings very well weighs in the result here of this race between these two boats. In content right now with a chance to move up. Liquid Metal and In Content. Door-to-door racing between these two boats. There they are. Great shot. John Talley, Bob Teague on board Liquid Metal, Pat Patel, Paul Whittier on In Content. They just keep changing leads. Great battle. Battle on Super Cat Light. Right now it's Liquid Metal in first place. In content right behind. Liquid Metal in first, in content in second. Great driving there by Pat Patel. Paul Whittier, the throttle man. Around the turn in content. This is a 5-race event here in Fort Lauderdale. Ford had race number 1, and we're winding down race number 2. There's Reliable Carriers with Tom Abrams and Jerry Gilbreth, driver and throttle man. Skater, Mercury Power. In first place in Super Cat. Race number 2 winding down now. Super Cat and Super Cat Light. 3 more races this afternoon. Busy day here in Fort Lauderdale. Reliable Carriers number 1. Now, if Reliable Gatherers continues its path right now, it will move ahead of WHM Motorsports from third to second place in the national point standings. Now, we've heard over the radio that How Sweet It Is had a major problem. It stuffed it. But the crew is okay. And there, of course, is in contempt in second place in Super Cat Flight. In contempt. And there's How Sweet It Is. As we said, the crew is all right. Major damage, of course, sustained by How Sweet It Is. But everyone is all right, and that's the important thing. That's it. The end of race number 2. Here in Fort Lauderdale, Super Cat and Super Cat Light. Exciting racing, highly competitive racing. Unfortunately, we did have one incident, but the good thing is that the crew members are okay. Now, perhaps in the future, we may be able to see exactly what happened on that How Sweet It Is boat, because we did have an onboard camera for you on that boat. The camera's gone, totally gone, but we do have, of course, the tape that possibly, if we retrieve it from that boat, we may be able to show you exactly what happened. And hopefully we'll know that. All right, there, of course, Fort Lauderdale Beach. Beautiful day today. Race 1 and 2 over. 3, 4, and 5 coming up this afternoon. Looking forward to that. In the meantime, we will have the results for you shortly, and here we are. In Super Cat class, Reliable Carriers in first place, Curiosity in second, and WHM Motorsports in third. Reliable Carriers coming out on top, green checkered flag in Super Cat. And also moving up in the national point standings ahead of WHM Motorsports. Super Cat Light class, liquid metal, getting the checkered flag followed by 8 and 10. And How Sweet It Is, liquid metal number 1 in Super Cat Light. In the Outlaw PX class, Bacardi silver in first, followed by How Sweet It Is in second. Bacardi getting the checkered flag in the PX class, Outlaw. The Outlaw V and Turbine classes, the switch coming out on top, getting the checkered flag in Outlaw V. Callan Marine in first place in the Turbine class. And those are your final results for race number 2. Now let's give you the national point standings after race 2 here in Fort Lauderdale for Super Cat and Super Cat Light. All right, Super Cat is Bacardi Silver with 608 points. In second place, Reliable Carriers with 528. WHM Motorsports with 520, so they're very close. And Airborne Big Thunder Marine with 385 points in fourth place. In Super Cat Light Liquid Metal with 607 points. In Contempt in second with 549. Dirty Duck in third with 477. And Page Racing with 328 in fourth place. And those are your national point standings in Super Cat and Super Cat Light. So highly exciting racing here in Fort Lauderdale. Highly competitive racing, but as we noted before, one mishap with the How Sweet It Is boat, but everyone is okay. Now, before we go, there are a few people that we would like to thank. First off, the entire staff of the APBA. Also, special thanks to Gary and Nancy Johnson for their fine camera work. Mr. Russell Kilpatrick, our helicopter pilot. A special thanks to Mr. Jimmy Fisher for helping us out with our onboard cameras. So on behalf of Jeff Girardi and the rest of the Freeze Frame Video Production crew, this is Mr. Pari wishing you a fond farewell from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Hope to see you at the National Championships in Tampa. Bye, everyone.